Welcome to another day in the Matrix, waters above crypto. In today's video, I'll be diving into the Bitcoin and XRP charts to recap the price action over the past couple of days, and also share some technical analysis as we move into this upcoming weekend. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out. And make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And for those of you that want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course. My email's in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So, what we've been seeing over the past couple days is essentially a rejection for Bitcoin around this 48,000 level, and it started a short-term downtrend. In this short-term downtrend, we were able to determine that would happen in the last video that I uploaded because I saw this bearish MACD cross coming in, and when we get those on the daily chart, that's usually indicative of a little bit of a correction, and it doesn't need to last too long. So first sign of potential short-term bearish price action was the MACD cross on the daily, but overall the support has been held at this $44,000 level nicely, and you can see that this structure here that we're getting, it does look a little bit toppy, but at this time it's only been a couple trading days. Bitcoin has just spent, past 60 days or so trading in very bearish price action. Yeah, about 65 days or so before correcting and actually starting a reversal bullish. So this is a very good sign, and I did mention in the previous video that I made how we have our full moon on August 22nd, and I was showing you the 56 to 58 day bottoms by measuring out from a bottom like here over to 58 days. You can see that's actually today, and we did get a low in our structure so far. But what I believe will be the bigger pullback will be this one right here, measuring from the 26th of June over 58 days, and that gives us the 23rd of August. That is the day after the full moon, and I believe that that is the day that we will probably see some of our lower targets get hit. So what are our lower targets? Let's just go over that really quickly. So the first one we have is right here, the August 1st highs, which is sitting around 42,600. So we would like to get those fulfilled. Let me increase this. So basically coming back to fill up this area around $42,000, and then we have this area right here, which is around 41,400. Let's just call it 41,000. So essentially a box between this target of 42,700 down to 41,000, and this would be solidifying basically all the bullish ideas that we could have for continuation further to the upside, because you don't just want price continuing in a straight line. You actually do want it to come back, test previous resistance, and that gives you what is called flipping as a new support. So that's a very good thing from a technical perspective, and that's also a very good thing because people who are unaware of that, like novice traders or investors, this is where their weak hands typically give in. So let me just draw a box really quickly in this video just so I could show you guys a little bit of an idea here. So I'll just go from tomorrow, and I'll start right here on this 42,700 area, and I'll draw the box out all the way till the 23rd, and then I'm going to lower it to around this level right here of 38,000. And I don't think we'll go that low, but that is technically how it could go. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you pull up some of the other moving averages, you're going to be able to get an idea, and I'll show you right here. So you see the EMAs, and I'm going to remove this trend line because it worked. It's unnecessary. This right here, we're seeing that the 13 exponentials are really solid support level, and it's really holding well. It's this blue moving average. But after that, we have our 21, and we still haven't back tested our 21. That 21 is still sitting above the previous structure, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got a wick below there just to tap on this previous level if we're going to conclude, the structure, let's just call it. Now, you also have our 34 EMA, which is essentially in this red box territory. And then if I turn off these and I bring up my 55 and my 200 exponential moving average, you can see right here that these are both headed perfectly for that area. This 55 is essentially going to be catching up with the lows of the structure, and that is incredible because what this is telling me is that if we got a nastier pullback, we're probably not going to be making lower lows, we're going to be making higher lows. So as long as we maintain low, higher low, higher low, that means trend is our friend and we are bullish. So overall, there's really nothing to say about this that's possibly bearish. But let's just consider that this 55 is sloping to the upside now. That's very good. What we would like to see is this 55 come over this 200 exponential eventually, and then this 200 simple moving average, same story. And as you can see, the 200 simple right now has been holding as a noticeable level of interest. So we've gotten a lot of trading going around this 200 simple, and that's really interesting. For those of you that are new to technical analysis, the simple moving averages are more used in Forex, and we don't actually use them as much in crypto land, but I do like to use them. And I've noticed that this 200 simple works pretty nicely. The 200 exponential is something that a lot of people like to use as well. I just use both. Both of them work really well. So anyways, one other thing to bring up about Bitcoin is the 3-day closure. We do have a 3-day closure coming in tonight, excuse me. So after tonight's close, we will see a 3-day closure. That's a big macro closure. And we could see that we back tested essentially the 8 simple moving average. And if we get a couple more of these bullish closes above the 55, this white moving average, if we continue to get bullish closes above that level, I believe we're going to see this cross come in very soon, where this 8 simple crosses above the 55 simple. And that is my favorite bullish cross to get. And if that occurs, that's going to be very nice, and that'll solidify structure. It'll most likely give me more confidence that everything's looking really good and to anticipate highs moving into the end of this month. So you guys have been hearing me say that quite a bit, how I've been anticipating highs near the very end of the month after the full moon concludes, very similarly to what we saw back in July. So in July, if you noticed, we had all this bearishness leading into the full moon. Then we had the full moon, and then literally every single day it was just green to the upside all the way until literally July 30th. So we had a historic 10 straight days of green candles. I don't think that's what's going to happen exactly this time, because here it was overly bearish, so it was easy to get overly bullish. But I do believe that we will have potentially, we'll pull back slightly, maybe not all red days between tomorrow and the 23rd of August, but we will have a general momentum bearish. And then what we will probably see is a low in the structure. So you see this low is the low right now. It's sitting at 44,000, let's just call it. I anticipate that probably on August 22nd or August 23rd, we will get a low lower than this, but we will not get a low that's lower than this, lower than 37.5. I do not see that happening. If that happens, okay, but I just don't see that happening. Again, that's not my opinion. That's me looking at this from a technical perspective. If this was all about my opinion, I would say, yeah, anything's possible in the matrix, and I do see there being a possibility of a quick shakeout, but that's a nasty move. That would be about 18%, and I just don't see that happening. Now, in September, that's a different story. September is a completely different energy, okay? So if you look at the months based on energy in the bull run, this month of May, June, and July were all about being scary, bloody, fearful, getting people shaken out, and also overall boring, sideways, boring. Then all you got at the end of July leading into August was relief rally. Basically just euphoria. Oh, it's the bull run's still going. Everything's great. And then what happens in September is it's going to do a fake out to the upside. Then boom, a nice quick sharp correction, probably slightly after Shemitah or in the beginning of the month would be historical. So if any of you study the charts of 2013 and the 2017 Bitcoin charts, you'll see that around the 2nd or 3rd of September, there was always a huge correction. So I am preparing myself because the 2019 or the 2020 chart did the same thing. So let me just show you really quickly so I don't have to scroll back too far. Look at this. So in 2020, we got to September 2nd and then boom, just a huge dump. Okay. So if you go into the 2017 and 2013 charts, you're going to see the same thing. So there's something weird about the 2nd and 3rd of September. I don't know why it happens that way, but I am not going to change my mind. I think we'll hit higher highs in the structure, not new all-time highs, but I think we'll hit higher highs in the structure, something above 48,000 before September 1st. And then I anticipate a quick correction shortly after that. So it's going to be an interesting time. Again, the Shemitah, it has a new moon on it for Rosh Hashanah. So yeah, it's a very interesting month. Again, September's all about like a reset. It's just to like reset energy again and to get the momentum to shift. And if anyone looks at the dollar index right now, the DXY, if anyone looks at the oil futures, oh man, crude oil is getting hit. So there's a lot of manipulation going on in this market globally, like as a whole, and that has to deal with all these shutdowns and yada, yada, yada. So anyways, I'll leave that for another conversation, but essentially I am very bullish no matter if we see some red over the next couple days. It's just short term. It is what it is. I like to see the red because it's opportunity. And before we move into the XRP analysis, go ahead, give this video a like spike. All right, so let's move into XRP. Got a couple things to consider here. Let's turn off our simple moving averages, turn on our exponentials, and turn off our drawings. Let's get some clear pictures. So, okay, so what we're seeing right now in XRP is great. The moving averages are all splayed out nicely. EMAs are looking really nice. The other thing we could do is look up our 55 simple. Okay, great. So this 55 simple is sloping upwards, meaning it's getting ready to cross the 200s. Once it crosses those 200s, that'd be a very good sign. This 8 simple is giving us a little bit of pressure, but that's completely fine. Let's see if we've back tested previous highs. Okay, so we have the previous highs in the structure were right back here on June 1st around $1.10. And the price has actually pierced that and back tested probably this whole fractal area. Yep, it has. Okay, so you see where my cursor is right now, and look over to this wick right here. You can pause the video and see what I'm doing. So you see how it's back tested that level perfectly and then bounced? That's the kind of stuff you guys have to look out for. And if you watched my last video carefully, you would have heard me talking about this 382 fib around $1.06. And I told you, watch us back test that. And that is exactly what happened, okay? Textbook backtest of the 382 followed by a volume confirmed bounce. That's the kind of stuff that we get in a bullish market, okay? So there was a method to my madness. We saw it come to life. Beautiful play. Now, what could happen is we could actually see a little bit more bearish momentum. I would say about as low as 97 cents. 97 cents would be sitting around the 21 exponential, I believe. Yes, right there. Boom, the 21 EMA. So I suspect if we are going to see Bitcoin come down on the 23rd or 22nd of August in a couple days, it could bring XRP down a little bit. You know, it's a lot more volatile. That's only 15% of a move down for XRP. But again, that's kind of normal. If Bitcoin pulls back 5%, it's very normal to see XRP pull back 8 or 9%, maybe even 12% sometimes. So just something to keep in mind. We back tested the highs already in the structure. We bounced. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's look at our 3-day close because I know that's coming in today. So I'm going to turn, yep, boom. Oh, okay. Perfect. So this cross is coming in. It's probably going to come in on tonight's close. So on tonight's close, we'll be seeing the 8 simple moving average cross the 55 simple. That's a very, very good sign. That is on the 3-day chart, by the way, which is a bigger time frame. So when we're seeing these crosses happen on 3-day, 5-day, weekly charts, that's huge, okay? And this is a very strong sign for XRP. It also tells me that the strongest support for XRP is going to come in at 92 cents before the 236 fib. So I believe that we're probably going to be so strong on our moving averages above the 236, we might never retest that again. Again, we'll have to see, but I do also see there's a potential bull flag in the works. Let me draw a couple. I'm going to try to draw a trend line really quickly just to see if, because I think I noticed something. There is a pretty noticeable trend going on here. Okay, yeah, so there is a noticeable trend. We could keep this trend line for now. I'll save this just on video. And then also there's a potential bull flag coming in. If we zoom in, we could see it a little better. And what this would tell me is if I was to go from, this is probably the conservative right here where it started chopping sideways after breaking the previous high in the structure. We're going to go from the candle bodies up to the candle body. And we're going to move this up to the, let's just pull this down and assume that we make it to like $1 low, or the 23rd. I'll bring it down to 90 something. Boom. Okay, remember I said 92? 90. Oh, I said 97, right? So that 97 target would be somewhere around here. That actually makes sense with this bull flag. And that brings us to $1.45. So that would be really interesting. And that was a conservative pull, by the way. If I wanted to be less conservative, I could have went all the way up to the wicks, and I didn't. So this is actually pretty cool to see. So we have our support trend line potentially, and then we have our bull flag. Excuse me. So this is actually looking pretty solid. In summary, I am bullish overall between now and August 23rd. I do suspect we could have some short-term bearish price action and new lows for Bitcoin in the micro, so the short term, on August 23rd, followed by a quick recovery and new highs in the structure before the end of this month. Okay? So if any of you are interested in joining my mastermind course, you can learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria. And also, if you wanted to join my Patreon mastermind community, it's at patreon.com/watersabove. You can unlock my exclusive Patreon posts, get access to our private Discord, see what I'm buying and selling live, and also be able to chat with like-minded individuals. We have a bunch of people that have joined Patreon recently, and it's been amazing to see how well everyone's collaborating, helping each other out on more than just crypto. It's a very red-pilled community, so we're looking for people that have, skills, are interested in community, into farming, all sorts of things, anything that could be helpful during these times. So anyways, enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.